What's cracking, everybody? You're back with Mr. Berger, and tonight we're going to be taking a look at the patch that just dropped, pretty much. So I recently did a video on the balance changes that came out actually just today at the time of this recording. Of course, I'm probably going to get this video out a little bit later. And they actually introduced a whole bunch of new things that they were going to be doing in the same update shortly after they released those notes for the balance changes. So we're going to be taking a look at that update notes, or rather those update notes on Reddit, and I'm kind of just be discussing them. It's going to be kind of like a, an opinion video, my kind of reaction to the upcoming changes. So I'm pretty psyched about them. Alright guys, let's go ahead and jump on into it. So here we have 2 new cards. Now of course, if you haven't already, you can take a look at a bunch of videos that were released recently. Clash with Ash did one, Radical Rosh did one, a bunch of different people did them, and basically they go over the 2 new cards, that giant Snowball and that Royal Hog. So both of those are coming pretty soon, or actually they're out already now. You can play the draft challenge, and that's pretty cool because I really like draft challenges, and they release them too. Even if you don't want to play the draft challenge, they actually release them to the point that you can get them in chests already, and that's the first time that they've done that with new cards, I believe. When they first release them, they usually give it like a week or 2 where you can only release them through the draft challenges. So the next thing that we got here, Goblin and Princess Emotes. That's going to be awesome. So the really best part of this is that they're going to be adding new emotes regularly. So on top of these new monthly balance changes that they've promised, and so far they've given to us, they're also going to be adding emotes pretty often as well. So I think that's really cool, because this is something that has been requested for a long time. This kind of whole new emotes. They're like, it's so easy. A lot of people were saying this, and I agree. It's so easy for them to implement and put into the game. I mean, why not do it? It's something that would allow them to create some sort of a monetization, some sort of income, make some more money, some more revenue through their game. It's something that obviously a lot of people are really interested in, because a lot of people have been requesting for this on Reddit and other places for a long time. And on top of that, it was something I read earlier on Reddit today, gave me some interesting perspective on it, saying that it was like, it doesn't affect the economy of the game. It makes it less of like a pay-to-win versus a free-to-play market. Because now people are just investing that money in doing more aesthetic things like the emotes, and I think that this is something that they could bring in with skins as well. I honestly really think that they should be doing skins for most cards, at least the most popular ones, or ones slowly at a time. Soon they'll have all of them. They did it with E-Barbs for that touchdown challenge, so why can't they do it for all the cards? Just charge a little bit of gold, or maybe even gems for the skins. Right now, emotes are costing actual money, but still, it's like $3 for a few emotes. So, like, what's that? It's not a big deal. So, if you're interested, go ahead and check those out. I like the princess ones, but I'm gonna wait till they get some more, and we'll see what else they come up with, and then I'll kind of, get my favorite cards. I'm looking forward to seeing all these cool new emotes that they're gonna have. All right, guys. This next one is really significant, so definitely take a look at this. They rearranged the unlock order of cards throughout arenas for a few reasons. They want to create arenas where cards complement each other mechanically, so they want you to not just have like random beatdown and cycle cards at the same time. They want to give you like a set of beatdown cards in one arena, and maybe as you advance, more cycle cards so you can build cycle decks. And I don't know if that's specifically the case, I'm just like spitballing that as an example for now. But that's one of the reasons. They also want to make sure that there's always win conditions within every arena. That's interesting. I didn't really know about that until I reread this here. So I guess with every new arena, they want to ensure some sort of like a new win condition. They want to move low use rate spicy cards to later arenas. So I like how they describe that spicy. I wonder how exactly what they meant by that. But let's take a look at some examples actually. If we go over here to deck shop, we can see like here in Hog Mountain now, there's those E-Barbs right there in Hog Mountain. They're all the way up in Arena 10. Sparky isn't available until Arena 11 now. And that's really cool because it synergizes well with the theme of Electro Valley, which is another thing that they're going to be pointing out here, if I'm not mistaken, right? thematically match their arena right there. So that kind of puts these really powerful dominant cards in later arenas. And you know, if you look at some lower arenas, it's a lot of things are still the same, but I see some variation here. So go ahead and take a look at Deck Shop, or even honestly, if you just tap in the game and look at the arenas themselves now, then you'll be able to see all the changes. There's probably a list of all the exact changes somewhere. I'll try to pull one up and put it in the link below. If anybody's interested, just leave a comment and I'll find one for you guys. Alright, so they want them to match thematically, and they want each arena to introduce new, unique mechanics. So that's interesting. Maybe here we've got kind of like the splash mechanics, right? You got fire spirits, you got wizard, and then you got like kind of swarmy mechanics with the night witch and that graveyard. What else do we have here? We got 2 siege units in Builder's Workshop. So we got both the Expo and the Mortar. Yeah, so it's interesting, you know, that's kind of a cool idea. So I really like this rework. This is something I'm really fond of. And that's like the main theme of this particular patch, is the quality of life changes that they want to make. So not so much like, you know, major changes to the meta or whatever, but just a few things here and there that are going to make the game overall a lot better. And I think that this is something that will definitely make a significant impact on the game over time. So I'm very happy for it. Alright, so this is another thing right below here that I'm also super psyched about, right? They're changing the league season reset points. So trophies above 4,000 up to 7,600 will be reduced by 50% down to 4,000. So think of 4,000 as your 0 point, and then everything above that will be cut in half at the end of the season. So before, I could never get far past 4,300, because every time I got that high, the season would end, and I would reset, and I'd be going up against all these really difficult players that had maxed out accounts, like almost fully maxed, if not fully maxed decks. So now, if I get to 4,300, and at the end of the season, it's going to drop me back down to 4,150, because 4,000 is my 0 point. And here's a more clear example. If you get 5,000 trophies, you'll be reset to 4,500. So, you know, 5,000 minus 4,000 is 1,000. Cut that in half, basically. And then you add back that 4,000, and you get 4,500. So, interesting. I like it. This is going to be a huge change, a huge patch to players like yours truly who are stuck kind of in that bottom of the league range. Because, you know, we're kind of... what's the word? We're held back by lack of leveled up cards, and as you've seen in my more recent videos, I've been just running a lot more commons and rares because they're a lot easier to level up, rather than running, you know, like legendaries and epics and stuff like that. Soon I'll have my golem at level 7, so I'll probably be running a golem deck pretty soon. But anyway, this will help fill that out, because a lot of other players who push a lot higher at the end of seasons will have less room or less need to climb up, because instead of like, you know, 5,000, they'll be at 4,500 instead of, if they were at 5,000, they'll be at 4,500 instead of 4,000, or if they're at like 5,500, they'll be at what, 4,750, right, instead of, you know, 5,000 or whatever. So anyway, my point is that I really like this change. I'm looking forward to it. I think that it'll definitely make a big impact on players like myself. This will create a new, more gradual system. They say everyone playing 1v1 arena battles will have a better time when the league season resets each month. There's a trophy reset calculator if you're interested. This is also another major change that people, you know, don't make sure that you don't overlook this. I think that some people might. 1v1 arena battles above 4,000 trophies will now have a 3-minute sudden death, just like challenges. So there's going to be 3-minute sudden death now instead of just 1 minute. So it'll make certain decks more powerful, and it'll make certain decks less powerful. So I think that decks like cycle decks and siege decks might suffer more, because what I've read and seen is that a lot of the times, you know, an expo deck and stuff will try to draw out the match into overtime and draw it into a what would I call it? It's a draw, you know. So the reason for that is because they're like, okay, well, I can't beat this particular deck, but I can play really defensively and make sure that I get to a draw. If they only have 1 minute to wait in overtime, it's a lot easier for them to draw out that draw. And if they now have 3 minutes, then the opposing or the opponents rather, has a lot more time to try to counter them and break through and things like that. Okay guys, let's take a look at our next thing over here, which is Clan Wars. This is awesome. Guys, remember, they're making more and more tweaks to Clan Wars. Clan Wars are brand new still, essentially, and they're going to have to tweak it and make it better over time, so bear with them as they do what's necessary. And it looks like they're already doing a lot of things that were called for and a lot of things that are necessary. I'm really happy with what Clash Royale's been doing lately. I was unhappy with the Reddit community because I felt like a lot of it was just getting to be like whiny and annoying. Like, some people had really good points, but a lot of it was just like, oh my god, it's just be quiet. Like, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. If you want to have constructive criticism, that's awesome. Like, I love that. And a lot of people definitely, don't get me wrong, a lot of people did have some really good constructive criticism. But don't just like complain and be like, this game's dead, I hate this game. Like, that does nobody any good. Maybe you're just trying to vent, but you know, I feel like the forum is not the place for that. You know, try to be constructive with your ideas. So what I'm getting at here is that they listened to what a lot of people were saying, and a lot of people were saying, look, we need these things for Clan Wars, we need some fix to, you know, the ladder here, right? And this is one thing that they're doing, because that was a place where there was major issues. We need more gold in the economy. They gave us that last challenge with some massive rewards. It was like 275,000 gold on the line total if you won all the challenges, you know, that triple elixir challenge. So anyway, going back to that, Clan Wars here, gold rewards have been doubled, so this is war chest and victory gold, so you'll now get even more from victories. And if you didn't know already, guys, the victory gold in Clan Wars is really significant. So if you just win a match like that right there, that's a really solid chunk of gold right there. And if you win a final battle day match, it's even more. It's like twice as much. You can rewatch your Clan Wars day battle, so that'll be good for players like me who are co-leaders in the clan and kind of run the show as far as like, okay, who's performing well or who's not doing so great and not donating and not participating and like missing their final day battles and stuff. And it'll also give us a chance to, you know, give people tips if we miss their live battles. We can be like, alright, I watched your replay, dude. You totally poisoned their tower but missed their pump. Like that, you don't want to do that. You want to make sure that you always hit their pump and their tower. And they'll be like, oh, okay, cool. Ideally, they won't, you know, backlash and be like, shut up, don't tell me what to do. But ideally, they'll get the idea and take the advice, and they'll think that it'll be beneficial for most clans. Alright, you can spectate the enemy's Clan Wars Day battles. That's interesting. That's cool. I didn't know about that. I just read that now. That's pretty cool. So you can spectate your enemy's Clan War Day battles by tapping live on their boat. You can tap on an enemy clan from the war leaderboard to check them out. This is something that I do remember reading about in Reddit, so I'm really glad they added that, because they're like, okay, if we want to look at the enemy clan, we've got to literally like look at their name and then search it in the clan tab, and we can do that. So why not just let us tap on it and go directly to it so that we don't have to do this extra time wasting, you know what I mean? Alright, social tab lights up gold while you still have your war day battle left to do. That'll be good. It'll be a nice little reminder to people, be like, hey, do that final day battle. It's important. Help your team out. Don't bring down the clan by missing your final day battle. Like, if you're gonna miss your final day battle, just don't participate at all, because that's better, because it doesn't bring the clan down. And your clanmates will understand, I'm sure, if you miss a war or two if you were busy. It's better than joining one and then bringing them down, right? Alright, players who missed the war day battle will see a pop-up reminder. Cool, that's awesome. I'm glad to see that. Copy your war deck to your battle deck. That's great. That's going to be really good for practicing. And if you like your war deck, you can try it out in some challenges. Switch up the collection day game modes to keep things fresh. One thing that's really good about this is they implemented another tournament standard level challenge. It's basically the archetype challenge, but they're calling it something else. I forgot what off the top of my head. Here, maybe I'll open the game over here and look at it. But anyway, they're introducing more tournament level standard game modes, I guess you would call them, in War. So, what is the new one here? I'm going to have to find it on my phone. But anyway, as we're doing that, somebody can leave the name of it in the comments below, or actually I'll probably look it up right after this because I'm blanking it right now. Anyway, my point is that because a lot of people were requesting for this, they're like, guys, I'm suffering in wars because my clan is really doing well and they're high level and they're high trophy count, but I'm low and I'm kind of a noob and I can only do draft challenge because my cards just aren't up to level, or maybe I'm playing on my alt account and my cards just aren't leveled up and I'm dragging the clan down, but I really want to participate in wars. So they introduced more tournament standard level ones so that people can participate more and not have to rely on their card levels. Alright guys, and lastly, improvements overall. Silver, gold, giant, magical, and crown chests now contain less commons, but more rares, more epics, and a lot more gold. Like, twice as much gold. OJ did a nice video on it. I'm sure Radical Ross has done a few as well. Go check those out if you haven't already, guys. They're awesome. And they'll kind of give you a better perspective on how much more gold you get exactly. But, you know, just as like a general note, it's about twice as much from each chest now. So that's good. Gold gives way more. That's going to be pretty cool. Alright, maximum gold increased to 5 million. I think it was 1 million before. Add a custom message when kicking players from your clan. So you don't just like kick them out of the blue. You can be like, hey man, we told you like 3 times you missed your war day attack and you can't do that. Your final battle day attack. And you didn't say anything and we were nice about it and you didn't do it and you missed it again. So we had to remove you. Of course you're not going to type that whole long essay that I just, you know, spoke off the top of my head to you. But, you know, you can sum it up really quickly in a nice short message. And you'll just kind of, you know, kick them out of the blue. Alright, new trainers from 4,000 to 4,500 trophies, including Trainer Cheddar II. So new trainers, if you like single player mode, tap the cards tab to toggle between Battle Deck and Emote Deck. So that's really cool. If you tap the cards tab, then you can switch between the two decks. And same thing for the social tab between the chat and war. Because there was a really annoying thing before, and a lot of you probably know this, like you hit that donate button, you donate all your cards, and then you want to switch to the war tab to do your war attack, but that silly little gold icon is flinging up to the top of your screen, and then you accidentally tap your gold thing, your gold count on the top of the screen there, and then it brings you to the shop to buy gold. And then basically what this does is it makes it so you have to sit there and wait like a second or two every time you want to go to the war tab after donating. And it's not a big deal. This is like a really minor thing, but it's inefficient, and they're a very professional company and they do things really well. So it was just like a small thing that they could have fixed, and I'm glad that they did it. So they're definitely listening to these little things that people are pointing out, and they're doing a really good job of fixing them. So I'm really happy about this for that very reason. Maybe not the specific thing that they did here, but the fact that it points out that they're really listening to what people are asking for. Alright, the esports tab added to News Royale. This will be enabled pretty soon. That'll be cool. Once you've unlocked a card, it can always appear in your chest thereafter, even if you drop down an arena, basically. So if you unlock E-Barbs at the new Arena 10 and you drop back down to Arena 9, you can continue to get them in your chest. Because apparently before you couldn't. Alright, they've rebalanced a few cards. If you haven't already, take a look at my video that I did recently on on the balance changes that are upcoming, that are actually now live at this point. And you know, I'll go into more depth of those changes, but I don't want to talk about that in this video because there's a ton of videos on that already. Alright, and the support for older devices. All you got to do is basically update your iOS or whatever operating system you have, and that will take care of that. Alright guys, that's basically it for the new update and my personal reactions and opinions on it, and I hope that you guys enjoyed that. Subscribe if you haven't. Oh, I always point the wrong way because this thing's flipped. Subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure that if you enjoyed this video, leave it a thumbs up, because all those thumbs up help me out, help my channel grow, help me get more views. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know if you like the new comment of the day thing, because I think that'll kind of encourage people to comment a little bit more. And I really like responding to comments. I like hearing what people have to say about my videos, even if it's like, again, constructive criticism, because it's something that I can definitely do better in the future, right? If I know what I'm doing poorly on. What else? Did I miss anything? Share. I said subscribe, right? Thanks so much for watching, guys, and have a good night.